yes, I cleared my truck out because today is my last day working with this company and working for any company for that matter. I am going to do me. I am walking out on faith, honey, and I'm going to rely on TikTok money only. Let's see if we can make it, okay? For real. If y'all don't believe me, I'm cleaning my truck. I'm clearing my truck out. I am clearing my truck out. Yes, that's what we're finna do. See that? Live off of TikTok. We are about to live off of TikTok and TikTok only. Please, y'all come with me on my journey. Come with me on my journey. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this shit out. It's been a farewell. Taking me a quick break. Yep. I'm just trying to figure out because they're not even saying no names. They're not even doing none of that. They're just putting it on things like, don't get me started when I'm here. Got most of my stuff in here. Boom, 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 boom. I still haven't put none of this stuff up. I'm gonna have Kelly put it away. Y'all know the routine. It's been a long and trying day, okay? I done took me a nap. Now I gotta go, and this wig is coming off, y'all. But anyways, with that being said, I'm back at the house. I'm gonna start making my videos, and yeah.
I hope to God that this woman is trolling. And if she's not trolling, I know that there is a lot of people who have taken on and adopted this mindset, and they not trolling. They not playing. And to walk away from a job to do TikTok, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it 100% as somebody that did back in my day take a leap of faith to leave a corporate job and to pursue full-time content creation and entrepreneurship and all of that. And by the grace of God, it worked out for me. But I'm going to just tell you like this, that's not the move. Looking back, I would have done things differently. Entrepreneurship for many people who do not want to work to a 9-to-5, it's not the answer. Entrepreneurship and content creation, it's not easy. And if you doing it to create content on TikTok, that's an absolute nightmare. TikTok ain't paying nobody no money. Let me say that again. TikTok is not paying nobody no money. It would be different if you told me, yo, I'm about to, focus in on YouTube. Thank God YouTube is still paying some good money. But TikTok, you ain't about to get paid over there. IG, you ain't getting paid over there. So to quit for TikTok, to become an influencer, to put all your faith in TikTok money is absolutely, that's insanity. Nobody should do that. If you're considering doing that, please do not do that. Don't walk away from no job. And with her, you can tell she's a trucker. Definitely don't walk away from a profession that can get you paid. Now, we understand it's not always going to be a bed of roses. It's not going to always be sweet when you do have a profession that make money. Sometimes you may even struggle to find a job, or you may even find it's struggling to be able to advance in your career. But when you have a skill set that will get you paid at some point, if you just continue to stick around, you continue to just not give up, that's way better than gambling on creating content on a platform like TikTok. That is not the move. Don't throw away a skill set that can earn you some really good money. I mean, truckers make some really good money, especially if they're in the right position, working for the right company. Man, oh, you can make some money. And I know you're going to make way more money trucking than you would making money on TikTok. Now, I like to make sure some of the times when I do these videos, can I find an update? What's going on with this person? So I went over to this young lady's TikTok, and I'm so glad to say that the most recent videos, she back in this truck. So I'm hoping that this was just a troll. She did it kind of as a gimmick. Maybe she was kind of taking shots at people that have adopted this mindset. Or if she did and was serious about this at the time, that thank God that, she went back and Rick figured out, that's not the move. And that's what I want to advocate for, is making sure you think it through. You need a strategy and you need a plan. If you're serious about content creation, if you're serious about being an entrepreneur or a business owner, you should be doing that simultaneously. Because if you really want to be a content creator, an entrepreneur, a business owner bad enough, you're going to figure out a way to do that while you are still managing and maintaining and working your 9-to-5. I'm going to tell you like that. You don't want it bad enough if you just want to pursue that thing and just throw away and forget a 9-to-5. Nah, it's going to require sacrifices, because if you can't sacrifice working a 9 to 5 or however long you work your shift, maybe even working 12-hour shifts, to then get off and then put in work, creating content and working on your business, then you're not ready for entrepreneurship and content creation, because one or two things is going to happen. If you quit that job and then you get all of this free time, you're not going to do it. You're not going to spend that free time actually building anything. You're not going to spend that free time creating content or building your business. The reason why is because that job is what was keeping you structured. That job is what was keeping you focused. When you remove that structure and that focus, for a lot of people, they just fall into the trap of doing absolutely nothing. So then you get into this point where you're lazy, you're not making no money, and that thing that you thought you was going to be pursuing, it's not going nowhere, right? So that's what I typically see in one regard. The other regard is you get out there, you're not lazy, you putting in the work, but you realize it's a lot harder than you realized. You didn't know that you have to be everything in your business. Being the CEO, or for my ladies, the CEO, it's not all that it's made up to be. You got to be marketing. You got to be client acquisition. You got to be admin. You got to take care of everything. And you got to do fulfillment if you're working a business. As a content creator, you got to come up with ideas. You got to shoot those ideas. You got to get equipment. You got to film. You got to edit. You got to put it out. You got to stay on top of what the latest trends is. Like, it's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just easy. It's not just an easy button to just say, oh, I want to create content or be a business owner full time. So I would just say this: if you're thinking about doing it, test yourself. Put a minimum of 3 months in where you're doing your 9 to 5 work and you're doing your content creation or your business. And if you're doing a business, definitely do not leave before you have at least 1 or 2 long-term customers. You should have clients that you have locked in for a minimum of 6 to 12 months. They're going to be hiring you, paying you for the services that you provide. If you don't have at least one of those, do not do it. And if you are a content creator, I would advise you to not even consider quitting a job for content until you get monetized on whatever platform you're pursuing. And my recommendation would be YouTube. And then get that first check. See what that first check look like based on the work that you was putting in. And if that check does not exceed what you was making on your job, don't do it. And if it does exceed what you making on your job, make it happen 2 more times. Get 3 of them checks that's bigger than what you was making at your job. And then by that time, if you manage your money correctly, you can walk away and do what you need to do, because now you should have a way of consistently generating at least the amount of money you was making at your job, but preferably more than that. That's my take. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you like to share. Until next time, I'm Jay. Stay blessed.